here, splitter here, and then turn these in, all of a sudden, both sides of the belt are being used. I think they call it a load balancer. Okay, so now I have copper and iron plates. Now, I need some space here to expand the boilers. But I need to get science over to my laboratory. Right now my singular laboratory, but it's eventually going to be multiple. I need red science packs, which is iron plates and copper gear wheels. So what I'm going to do is, right about here is a good place. I need more iron. I have no iron on me. So we're going to go grab a bunch of that. And where am I going to do this? I'm going to need copper and iron. Let's build backwards from where we're going to need it. We're going to need the science over here. Oh, right about here. Build this way. I'm going to end up putting some red science packs on this track. How are we going to do that? We're going to build that there. We're going to build an underground track, and that's going to go under our steam generators. Get on here and across here. While I'm thinking about it, I'm going to double up our... actually, I'm going to build 4 labs. These will take a little while. I'm going to want at least 4 labs initially. So we'll extend that. That's going to quadruple our speed, assuming we can keep enough science going. Now we know we need copper and iron. So this is where it starts getting spaghetti-ish until I actually have a actual proper setup. And you can find proper setups on Reddit or the Factorio website. We're going to go ahead and pretend like this is the first time I've ever built one of these. We know we want more factories, and we know we want red science packs, so we're going to have to get some copper and iron off of this line. And the ratios is what? 2 iron and 1 copper. We're going to make this look funky. We're going to put another couple splitters on. We're going to build, we know we need an automation factory for the red science packs. We need an automation factory for the iron gear wheels so that we don't have to constantly manufacture those on our own. So we'll build 2 of those. Put these research labs down. I'm going to need some inserters, so we'll build a couple of each. Now I should have done that the other way because those 5 red inserters are going to eat the 5 yellow inserters that I just made since they're a intermediate product. You'll see we have 5 and then we have none, so we'll build 5 of those again. Okay, the reason I'm doing the red is if the red science packs are coming on that track, we're going to need a longer arm to reach them for the top research labs, while these labs will only need the little arms. So we'll put this here. Okay, those will all be able to pick up red science packs now and fill that. So back over here, we're going to need to build a trying to think of the best way to use the space here. Let's do this. Red science packs take 1 gear, 1 copper, and 5.5 seconds, while the gears only take 0.5 seconds. So I can build a lot of gears per science pack. I'm going to try. Build 1 more of these. I'm going to try this and see how it works. Okay, now I need gears, iron gear wheels. We know that. Let's drop this down here. The iron gear wheels are going to be built here in the center, and then it's going to alternate between the two factories here. By the way, I don't know if I've described this. The way you set these factories up, click on the factory, it will open up your assembly menu. Anything that can be built in that factory that you've researched is available. Now, some things will require a different type of factory and won't show up on the construction screen here. So in this case, I needed the intermediate products and the iron gear wheels. Over here, intermediate product, red science. Now, a shortcut, so you shift right click on a factory, it will copy that factory setup into a clipboard, then shift left click on the another factory, and it will copy anything that is being made on the first one will be automatically manufactured on the second one. Okay, so the next thing to do, we need, do we have iron? We have some iron. I need to extend that, the belts a little bit. Oops. Okay, so once the science packs are made, I'm going to have to output them onto a belt. And we ran out of yellow inserters. Make another one. So now, once the red science is made, they'll go on the belt across to the laboratories. The laboratories will pick up what they need, and we will have science research. Now, so we need to get, first of all, we need to get iron plates over here. This is where this is going to get strange. I'm going to actually change these load balancers a little bit. I'm going to actually back those load balancers up a little. Because I need the space that I just saved. I need now to split off again. You know what? I messed up. Let's take these balancers off. I take that back. I don't want it balanced there. I'm going to do something a lot of people say don't do, but I'm going to do, at least initially here. Oh, it's on the wrong side. Well, that won't work. What I was planning on doing was putting the iron and copper on the same side, but in order to do that, or on the same belt, I mean, well, okay, this is going to look strange. Like I said, I'm going to act like I've never done this before. I'm going to put an underground here. So the iron needs to get at least out to the belt, the center factory there. So let's build some belts. That'll pick up from one of these. Now the copper needs to hit both of the outside factories. Oh wait, that would work. I take that back. It will work. It's going to look awfully strange. So now the copper will only feed onto the top of the belt. That may not work. That's. I just realized I haven't gotten the iron coming across yet, which may mean it's on the wrong side. Oops. By the way, if you hold your mouse over a belt or anything and hit your R key, it will rotate it. You can do this with factories, inserters, belts, whatever. Well, let's see how this is going to look. Oh, good. That will work. So the iron is coming on the bottom. The copper is coming on the top. We can have everything we need for science packs on one belt. Okay, that will work. There we go. Everything we need on one belt for that. Now we can... except for one thing. Yeah, I put that a little too close. Because the iron needs to go under that. So this is really convoluted. But it works. Okay, so the iron's going to split, come across here, and the rest of it will, what we don't use here, will go up for use later on. Now, because this one isn't load balanced, we need to put our load balancer back in. So we have the rest of the iron coming up here, the rest of the copper coming up. Now all we need is, what? I could have actually done that different if I would have realized, but that's fine. We're here. 1, 2, extend the belt, and power it up. I need the next tier of power pole so I can get the majority of these in on one electric pole. Okay, so we've got iron being pulled off, making gear wheels. The gear wheels are then going into the factories on either side. The factories are then picking up copper. And we have red science coming across. I'm going to let a couple of those queue up over there real quick. And we have now automated our first science research tasks. I don't know how optimal it is, but we can always take this line, split it again, and build more copies of this setup here to double our production. We build one more copy just like this, or just extend it over here, and we've doubled our red production. The red is coming across here because we had science queued, or we had research queued up. You can see they are automatically, maybe, well, because we have fast research, a fast research item going on, it's only going to use one. I'm going to have to wait until I queue up some more. This research is almost done. I want some of the science packs to build up on the belt. In the meantime, it looks like, there it is, our armor crafting is done. We still have a little bit of stone left in this bit to mine. There's 360 left in there. I could build a bigger chest. I'm not going to. I'm just going to take... there were 360. We'll just take a bunch of the stone out so that it can mine that out and have this bit gone and room for expansion. Okay, so now we can see we have some queued up. Go back into our research. I've got the armor research. We're going to research weapons now, so I have at least some sort of protection. We are also going to take and use that research that we just did. Come to the military tab. And we have iron armor. Takes 40 iron plates. Well, we happen to have 70, so we have enough. And you'll see down here in the military menu, we now are wearing our iron armor. We're researching military. Our science is working. Our iron is, our raw iron is building up because our belt is full. So the next thing I want to do, I want a ready source of belts. I want to automate our tractor belts. You can see here the tractor belts take iron gear and iron plates. I'm just going to build a single pair of factories here. And put them right off of the main belt for now. There's our military researched. And once again, we're going to right click on this. That's going to be our gears. This is going to be belts then. And now all I have to do is get the iron into each of them, and we will use, oops, not that, just used up a chunk of iron, and a standard inserter. You can see it all queued up here. And let's take a look at our next research. Do I have that facing the right way? I do. Okay, so our next research. Electronics will give us access to a smart inserter. Logistics will get us fast transport belts, fast underground belts, and fast splitters. It also leads to railways and automobiles. Optics will give us lights and solar energy, I think, and lasers. So I think we're going to go with optics. It only takes 10 science pack and 15 seconds or 15 time units per, and a total of, what was that, 10? So it'll take 2.5 total cycles of all 4 laboratories to do that. That's why you build multiple laboratories. You can see all 4 of them are working, so it'll take 2.5 times that cycle, those cycles, to do this. Okay, let's go back over here. The gear wheels will go into the inserter belts. One there. And you can see here we have 2 plates. Gets a gear, and it manufactures belts. Now for those belts, we want a place to store them so that it continues producing them. If you don't, it will hit a certain threshold, in this case 6, and then stop producing. We always need more than 6, so we're going to come down here and tell it to put some of those belts into this chest here. So now we have a chest full of belts. And we're going to limit it to about 200 belt units. It'll keep the iron, using the iron somewhat, because each belt takes, what, 3 plate, 2 for the gear and 1 for the plate. And we're still producing enough iron. What we aren't doing is producing any more copper, because once again we ran out of fuel. So let's alleviate that. Let's come down here and build. We need some iron plates. Let's build a couple electric mines, electric drills. Take a bunch of that iron. We'll build 2 of them for the purposes of the copper. And we're going to need to get some power down to them, so let's take care of that while we're waiting for them to actually manufacture. There's 1, 2. Now that second one isn't in the power area, so I need to build some more power lines. We'll take that coal drill and just stash it for now. Okay, so we now have copper coming through. That will keep us in copper for a while. I'm going to add some more iron, however. Iron is usually going to be your bottleneck, so let's go take some of those belts that we're manufacturing. And we've already, you can see, once I get close enough, we've already made 78 belts useful. Build a couple of the mines here. We'll dump it onto that belt, so we'll be you can see our ore, none of our ore is really backing up. We're not mining more than we're using. The copper will start backing up once all of these furnaces are actually full, because our line is filled up. But you can see we're a long ways from it. They can each hold, what, 50, I think. But if all of these furnaces, they can each hold 100. So once I have 500 of the furnaces, if the line's not using them, they'll just sit there in the furnace, and the ore will back up as well. That's when you know your throughput is sufficient. So there's 2 iron mines. We're going to do our best to fill up that iron track. And then look at the next automation task. 88, 85, 83, so that's going to be the most of the iron there. Okay, that will double our iron ore output. Okay, so the next thing to do, look at we've researched optics. I think the next thing I want to do is stone walls, so we can have some rudimentary defenses up. It only takes 10 red. We're easily able to do that. I'm sure we've got that backed up already. If you take a look at our map, our pollution border still isn't threatening any of the aliens, but here sooner or later it will. So the next oh yeah, it will be the stone walls we do next, actually. Now stone walls, well, we can't see it yet because we don't have it researched. Oh, I said I was going to do iron, or yeah, coal here for a reason. Well, we have coal down here. Let's take that. Yeah, we don't want to run out of electricity, that's for sure. Speaking of which, let's take a look at our electricity. Okay, with 4 labs running, plus all of the electric mining drills, oops, you can see we are running at a power deficit here. Whenever that's there, and you can actually see the effects of that, where's the best place? Oh, well, basically everything is slowed down. So what we need to do is add some more power production. And we can do that because we have the 5 boilers. 5 boilers is enough to support a lot of steam engines. I forget what the exact ratio is. I haven't played vanilla in a while, but it's like 5 to 14 or something like that. I don't generally build a lot of the engines all at once, but we need definitely need some more power. So let's go ahead and did I not build? Where'd they go? Did I build something else? 1, 2. Okay, there's 2 steam engines. We'll build 2 more steam engines. And you can take a look at what is using your power as well in order of highest use. So the drills use 200 kilowatts of power each. The assembly machines, or I'm sorry, 50 kilowatts of power each, it looks like. I have 6 of them at a total of 201 kilowatts. Now when I plop these energy engines down, and connect them to the network, now you can see 2 is enough to put us back up in the green. And yeah, they're using 50 kilowatts of power each. The assemblers are using, you can see your total usage here by item and by production over on the right once we start into alternative energy sources. Okay, we completed the work on stone walls, and we have a lot of red backing up, so let's go ahead right into, I'm going to do one of the longer term ones. Oh no, nope, I can't do tool belts yet. You can see our very first upgrade or our next step will be green science. We'll get into that in a bit. I'm going to do a bullet damage. It takes 50 and each one takes 30 seconds as opposed to the 10-second and 5-second ones we've been doing. So this will give me some time to set up some things. It'll increase the damage output of our weapons. In the meantime, we researched stone walls. If we take a look, stone walls take stone bricks. Stone bricks require being made. If you take a look at the pop-up here, you can't make these by hand. They need an oven, a furnace of some sort. We only have one type of furnace right now. So we're going to come over here. Where was the second stone? Oh, that's right. It was over here by the factories. We're going to take that spare drill that we picked up from the copper, and we just so happen to have a spare source of coal over here as well. So we're going to set this up We need a stone drill. We need a furnace. Both of those need coal, so we'll build a couple inserters. And you'll be able to pull coal off of the... Now what that does is it's going to take raw stone, put them in the oven and bake them until we get stone bricks. With stone bricks, we can do a couple things. First thing we're going to do is, if we go back to the stone walls, we could make stone walls just out of bricks by hand. We don't want to do that. That's not what we're here for. If we had to make walls by hand, it would take us forever to get off of this planet. So we're going to build an automation factory. And we're going to take those bricks right out of the furnace into a factory, and that factory is going to be dedicated to making stone walls. We need another chest and another inserter. Set this up, go to the combat tab, select walls, and now as the bricks are made, now we need bricks for other things, but for now we're worried about defending ourselves. We see some things out there that we suspect might be hostile. So this chest is going to fill with walls, and I'm going to limit this a bit as well. Each stack can hold 50 walls, so that'll be 300 wall sections. In the meantime, you can see up here our chest is filled, well, not filled, but has hit the restriction we set on it. So we're not using up all of our iron. Next bit, we've got bullet damage. Okay, go back. The next step up is going to be Science Pack Green, level 2. They need transporter belts and inserters, so that's the next thing we're going to have to automate. Now, transporter belts we're already making. We already know how to make that. And we're making in, essentially we're making in excess. What do we need for inserters? Inserters get interesting. They need electronic circuits, gear wheels, and iron plates. So now, we know how to make gear wheels, now we need to make electronic circuits. They take iron plates and copper cable. Copper cable is plain copper. So, we need sources of iron and copper. We'll come up here some more. Let's extend our line of stuff some more. I'm going to want to use the top side of this for green production, I think. So let's set that up. Green production, again, we said was going to need inserter belts and inserters and transport belts, so 2 items. Coming into each one. So let's build our initial... Oh, what am I doing? We need plates. Of course we need plates. Why wouldn't we need plates? Let's go grab a bunch of them. So we're going to want 2 green production as well. So this is going to be a slightly different setup to do this. We're going to want them on the same belt just because I like doing it this way. Now you notice that the red, we could do a load balance on these and have the red all on, or on both sides. But in this case, I kind of like my transporter belts for the science to be dual purpose. So there's red, green, then later on there's blue, and then purple. So I like one belt with red and green, one belt with blue and purple. You notice that when they put these on the belt, they're picking up from the factory and putting them on the far side of the belt. That's how these inserters are going to work, and that's what we're going to set up over here as well. We're going to work these backwards so we can see how this will work. We'll set this up for green. Shift click, right click, shift left click. Those are now both set up for green. Once we actually have the green being made, they'll output onto those belts. Now, in order to make green, we need to get transporter belts and inserters in. So, transporter belts we know how to make. Now, we could do a couple things, and I think I'm going to exercise one of these. I'm going to actually use the spare belts that we have here and funnel them over. That still leaves us needing to make the inserters. There's our bullet damage speed. Steel turrets. Since we now have the capability to build walls, let's build turrets. Allows us to build some defenses. So we'll research that next. Where was I? Oh yeah, we need to build inserters. Now, I'm going to show you something here real quick. Let's just plop a plain old factory down. Inserters take how much time? 1/2 second to build each one, so that's not too bad. So we can treat those just like the... we got turrets done already. These here. Now, if we come here, you notice the inserters grayed out or red out. We can't make an inserter here. If you look down at the bottom of the pop-up, it shows made in, and we need a blue level 2 or yellow level 3 factory in order to make the inserters. So I'm going to have to upgrade these to a level 2 factory before I can actually automate the inserters. But we're going to put this down as a placeholder for now, while I figure out how the tracking is going to go for this. Assuming we can make inserters here, they're going to pop out of here onto either side and into the green. So if we have tractor belts coming in, if we have tractor belts coming in along the north here, we have stuff coming in to make the inserters, then we'll be able to make the green manufacturing stuff. Now for the inserters, however, we have another step. We need more gear wheels. We need a ton of those as well, and the electronic circuits. So the next thing we have to do is figure out how to make electronic circuits. Those are copper cable and iron plates. Okay, that's easy enough. Now the ratio of these, again, it's 1/2 second and makes 2 copper cables, and we need 3 copper cables to make 1 electronic circuit. So I think what we're going to do is grab some more iron because we need iron. I think we have plenty of copper. Yeah, we have plenty of copper. Okay, we're going to split some of this off here. Let's see how we're going to do this. Again, I'm playing this by ear. We're going to build 2 copper cable manufactories to make each green circuit. So 2 copper cable to 1 green circuit. So that's going to be 3 assembly machines required. That'll be the green circuits we need for that we need. Okay, so what we want to do here is something like this, and that electric pole is going to be in the way. Let's get rid of it temporarily. Okay, that'll put power. So now we can have transport belts coming in. On this track to go into the green manufactory. I need more inserters. We'll just make 5 of them. Get these done. So when transporter belts come in and inserters get done, that will fill the green requirements. So the next thing to do is get on this belt, circuit cards and iron gear wheels, and a red inserter for that as well. Okay, that'll power everything. Again, we still have to replace this factory with something that will, a blue factory, but we'll worry about that in a minute. So if the transporter belts are coming in here, we need an underground. There. And all of a sudden we have one half of our green circuit requirement now being made. So now we need iron gears and green circuit cards. I need iron gear. I need one more factory, which needs, guess what, more iron. And if I do this right, now we can make iron gears right off of the main track. With a red inserter. Yeah, if you're looking for optimal, this is not it. This is how I expect most people to start their first factories, however. Okay, so shift right click on this, shift left click on this. This will make our inserters. Now, if we put a... I'm not going to power that yet. So this will put inserter or gear wheels on the left side of this belt. So what I want to do now is take these three factories. Couple ways to do this here. First of all, we're going to want to split what do we need? Copper and iron. I'm going to split them both. Let's cut this back. So we need to make wire. Okay, if we want this to output on the right hand side of that belt, that needs to go there. This will be the circuits, which needs an iron and a copper cable source. So I think what we need to do let's back this up. I'll pull that straight across here. No, I don't like that either. Let's put the factories down and figure out how we're going to get this in here. Make these copper cables. Which means this has to go further north. We'll put this break in further north. We need an underground. Right about here. Yeah, these can start getting crazy. Okay, we need a bunch of inserters. Let's build 5 of them. Okay, now we need to turn this iron onto that belt. And then best way to do this is probably well, that's not bad actually. If I build another underground. Oops. Oops. No, wait, that won't work. That's too close. Scratch that. Okay, what we need is the copper on the far side. Like so. Definitely not optimal. But, hey, it works. Right now, getting the initial stuff to work is just fine. Okay, so inserter here gets the iron in. Let's go grab some of those spare belts that we have stored up here. Oops, not close enough. Okay, I think once we power this up, okay, so we're making copper cables. Copper cables are going into the factories. Okay, and that should make green circuits, which we can then output here. And now we have green circuits coming on the right side, iron gear wheels coming on the left side. All we need now is a blue factory. Well, how do we build a blue factory? Well, first of all, we have to research it. So go back here to, it's going to be automation. We can't build it yet. We are ahead of ourselves. Where's automation 1 real quick? Automation 1 allows electronics. Electronics allows automation 2. So for automation 2, we need what you can see builds the blue factories. We need electronics. So let's research that. I'm further ahead in my planning, it looks like, than I normally am at this point. Normally I have all my red research stuff researched before I get to the point where I'm actually starting to make green circuits. But okay, no big deal. How are we doing? You can see our iron ore is built up nicely here. So we could expand this. If we're running short on iron, we could actually expand our iron production just by expanding the line of furnaces. Same thing with our copper ore. Partially because our lines are built up, and partially because I never load balance the copper as well. I guess we can do that as well down here. Oh wait, we didn't want to load balance it there because that would throw off our little rigmarole there. We'll load balance it here instead. That won't throw off anything. I need, yeah, iron. Go figure. You can see it's making green circuits. I actually don't have to do this. Now I actually have green circuits being made. I could actually just pick up some of these green circuits and not have that intermediate step. Okay, so electronics is almost done. Green circuits, so we're going to need to research automation 2 before we can replace that factory. Let's look at steel production. Can we do anything else yet? Nothing. Okay, let's make a bunch of lamps just because. And I do have the light. One of the mods I do have running is the light mod, which is why it's actually fairly easy to see here. I'm still going to throw some lights out just because. Because why not? Let's use some more electricity. Because why the hell not? They may not actually have much use at all with this mod. I don't know. You can see here in the corner, the other mod that I have is this Evo GUI settings, which basically gives me things like playtime, the time of day, how much sunlight is there. There's our kill count, which we haven't killed anything. Oh, speaking of killing, we haven't actually made our weapons yet, have we? Nearby pollution level, yeah, that's fun stuff to have. So we've played an hour and a half so far. Brightness is 100%, kill 0. Okay, while I'm thinking about it, let us make ourselves a machine gun. I need gear wheels, plates. Yeah, I need iron stuff. That should allow a machine gun. I should I should start doing a couple things while automation is researching. So that's going to allow automation 2, which gives us our blue factory, which we need for the green science. So let's start that. Okay, steel. We researched steel a bit ago, I think. Or did we? No, it doesn't look like we did. Okay, I guess that's the next thing we researched then. Let's make ourselves a bit of ammo more. Now you can see here we made ourselves a machine gun. I'm going to put that in slot, the weapon slot 2 here. And all the ammo is going down here. So I have 14 clips of ammo right now. If you hover over this, shooting speed is 15 per second, range is 15. It's better than the pistol. Range of 15, shooting speed of 6 per second. Damage on a regular magazine is 2 plus 0.2 because I got that first level of gun damage researched. Plenty of copper and iron. We're not going to have to worry about that anytime soon. Looks like our stone thing is out. Are we out of stone? Oh, we have 14 pieces of stone left, and then that bit of stone will be completely mined out. Once that is done, we'll pick up that drill. If we take a look over here, we've been making walls. Let's pick some walls up. Slow because I only have one factory, one furnace making it, but that's fine. I don't need them quite yet. Again, taking a look at our pollution border here in the orange, not quite impinging now. It's getting close to that northern batch, so we might actually start seeing some things come down from the north. Now, again, having just crash landed on this planet, I don't know that those things are hostile. So we're going to play it like we don't know anything about this planet. We know there's some strange fauna out there, but yeah, they look harmless enough, so we'll just keep our weapons for hunting and stuff. After all, we do need to eat. Speaking of eating, if we go over here to the water, you'll see these little shadowy things here. Right click on one, and we have a raw fish. Down here. It's some sort of rainbow trout or something. Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. We can go fishing for food. Actually, you can heal by eating a fish. You can heal a bit, so they're handy to have. Okay, we now can build blue automation factories. Let's take a look. Come back up here. What do we need for a blue automation factory? Well, we need 9 iron plates, 3 electronic circuits, 5 iron gear wheels, and an assembling machine. So we need a standard assembling machine to make a blue one. Well, okay. We can live with that. Let's turn that to the side for a minute. Let's pick this up. Now we have an assembling machine. We still need gear wheels and circuit plates. Well, do we have any gear wheels? Hey, we have gear wheels up here. I don't have to make them by hand. And circuit plates as well, for that matter. Voila! We can now make a blue factory. Now the problem with this setup, let's take a look and see how fast these go. This is for the inserters. We are now making inserters. It's pulling the circuits, it's pulling the gear wheels, it's making an inserter. Once the inserter is made, is it missing something? Did I miss something? Oh, I did miss something. I need iron plate as well. That's why it's a blue factory. Blue factory for 3 input items. Oops, our first mistake. But one we can easily rectify. I think we're just going to use this belt here. We're going to just put some iron plates on the south side of this belt. A couple ways I could do it. What's the quickest? What's the cheapest? What's the weirdest looking? How's that? We'll go with that. We're going to make this look really, really strange. Oops. We'll need an underground there too in order to make this work. We have an underground here. That's good. And we need a split. Well, splitter? Yeah, let's use a splitter. It's more economical than using a inserter. Okay, how's this for convoluted? Okay, that's going to put way more iron than we really need on that belt, but we may be able to double up our green production here. Okay, so we have inserters being made, and wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. These are slower to make, it looks like, than the red ones. We have green science packs on our science belt, 2 of them. So we are now making 2 each red, 2 each green, and they're probably about the same time, I don't know. It doesn't show the time here, it would show it here. Green science packs take 6 time units. Yeah, so they're slightly slower than red science packs. But, well, yeah. Now, we could make them a little faster by building them in a blue factory. If you take a look at the stats for the factories, the green factories have a crafting speed of 0.5. The blues have a crafting speed of 0.75. So they're half again as fast. So I could actually put green out at the same rate as red by changing the greens into blue, but we'll worry about that later. That is going to allow us to build up some green, which will be handy for the next series of stuff. I'm going to let some green build up. I'm going to go back to advanced electronics, circuit networks. Well, oh, steel. I want steel. That only takes red. That'll allow me to build up some green. In the meantime, our coal is doing fine. Oh, except we ran out of fuel on that again. You know what we're going to do? We're going to say, heck with this using fuel for the miners. We're going to replace these with electric miners. And that was quick. Steel is done. Let's go grab some iron. Now, you can see our iron belt isn't quite backed up as much now because, well, we're using iron for the gear wheels, for the transporter belts, which are being used for the inserters and for this chest of tractor belts. We're using iron for the circuit cards and for the green science, well, no, not for the green science themselves, for the red science and gear wheels down here. So it's not quite backing up, but it's still pretty close to backing up, so our iron throughput is still pretty good. And we're not going to worry about it, but we are going to steal some more iron. And inadvertently grab some tractors. I think 1 electric mine is probably sufficient because this coal is only being used. Well, I don't know, maybe we will go with 2 because it does appear to be well, we'll go with 1 for now because it's backing up quite well. We're only using 5 of these, and we're using some for the furnaces. Now, eventually, we'll do away with coal altogether, at least for the smelting and furnaces. Our energy production consumption is still looking pretty good. Take a look at our 10-minute level. It's been fairly, it's gone down a little bit because we put those new the green science in work, so it's down a little bit, but it's still fairly healthy. Looks like at our peak we're using about 50% of our power. Now if you hit the P key, this will pull up a similar menu for the production and consumption of raw materials. So you can see we are producing 64.8 iron plates per minute. And we're mining 65 raw ore per minute, so those are staying steady, mostly because probably the plates are stacking up a little bit. But it's a good way to keep track of your throughput and look for where you might be falling short. We're using 30 iron plates per minute, so we're producing twice as many iron plates as we're using right now, which is good. And copper 23, and we're using 9, so we're doing quite well. Now once we start duplicating these, which we will be doing because we want more we're going to want to increase our amount of science and transporter belts and copper cables and circuit cards. That those numbers will go up tremendously. So we're still fairly early in this process. So we've done the steel. I don't think, other than maybe some bullets and turrets, we did the basic turrets, right? Everything else is going to start looking at using green science packs, which means we've completed the green science packs just about on time. Yeah, everything except for the bullet and even the turrets take green. So the next step now, armor crafting 2 only takes red. Let's do that because that gives us heavy armor. I'm feeling kind of, well, no, let's go back. Let's do the next useful thing, the tool belt. What this will do is give us an additional tool belt slot here. So instead of 10 tool belt slots, we'll have 20. That will come in very handy. In the meantime, we've got steel production. Let's take a look and see how we want to handle steel production at this point. Got a couple options, and I think wow. How am I going to do this here? Could use the internal area here for steel production on either side, and then just expand more iron down to the south. I think that's what I'll do. I'll conserve a little bit of space. I don't need a lot of steel early, but it's going to be another of those things I need a lot of eventually. So we'll build 2 more furnaces. Problem is where am I going to output the steel if I do it this way? Yeah, I don't like this. Which means I'm going to have to split more fuel off. Or, better yet, I've got fuel here. Let's use this side here for steel. We'll just have to pipe some iron onto this side of the track. The other option would be on this side. I really could use another coal source. Can't believe there's a little bit of coal up there. I am going to be running into a coal shortage because I have no accessible coal once this is out. Which means... Oh, this is what I could do too. Even better. Better thought. We're going to build some iron or steel processing here. Build a couple of these burner inserters. And then, let's see. This will be a specialty steel line here. A couple long-handled. So you're going to see our iron usage go up tremendously here. Let's go grab some of those. Oh wait, we're using all the inserters that we make, so let's build a couple more. Eventually I'll want to make some inserters just for use, rather than having to craft them individually. One, two, one, and one more furnace. We're just going to build one furnace for steel production for now. Eventually I'll want to double up on this steel production, but for now this is fine. That's where the steel output is eventually going to go. For now I'm just going to put it into a chest. So steel is made just from iron plates and fuel, of course. Need another fuel line here. So this is going to pull fuel out. It's going to pull iron plates out. and smelt them into steel. Power this all up. So that's going to obviously increase our iron usage as well. The second furnace needs extension. Okay, so we're making iron plates coming in. Now it takes 5 iron plates to make each steel plate. So steel plate coming out, and we now have steel coming into our chest. So, okay, time, I'm going to go another 15 minutes. And it's also slow to build. We have steel production. So, this first session, we have automated iron. We've got a nice source of iron and copper. You can see our copper is way backed up because we're just not using it. I probably should make some raw copper cables because I know I'm going to need a ton of copper cable. We've got red science production automated. We've got green science production automated. Our power is still looking pretty good. I think I'm going to put one more generator down because we are starting to get close to the... before I do, I'm going to make one more underground pipe because I don't like having to run all the way around my steam generators. So what I like doing is putting a small break in between with an underground pipe, and then put another generator down, and that allows us to continue the line of steam generators but still give us a little bit of a gap to run through here. So now we can run in between here without having to go all the way around north or south. Yeah, that's good enough. 750, 850, 900, 1,000. We're using about 1,000 kilowatts, or yeah, 1,000 kilowatts or 1 megawatt, which is what our production is showing in at. Okay, we have our tool belt. That gives us our second tool belt slot, which is good. Okay, our grain, we've got plenty of grain there, so let's go to our next item. Let's take a look. We have advanced electronics, which we'll need for, advanced circuits and processing units later. Circuit networks, which allows us to do things like smart chests and starts us into the logistics network stuff. Logistics level 2 for the red or the faster transports. Engines, which we'll need for cars. Advanced material processing for our steel furnaces, which isn't furnaces to make steel, but they're an upgrade to the stone furnaces we're currently using. Basically, they're a faster furnace. So I think it's either that or the other good... well, there's a couple good things here. The energy distribution for the poles and the oil processing for our final resource type. I think I'm going to go with the energy distribution first. Get some more efficient energy distribution. And that may be the last thing we get done here. Let's go ahead and grab some of those spare... let's just take all of those transport belts. I think... let's see. So we're going to have to make a... this is good for an initial circuit, just dedicated to our initial green science, but eventually we're going to want to expand our circuit production. Our oil is up there. So what we're going to do is we're going to extend our belts a little bit. This gives us a little bit of a buffer for... I could put this stuff in chests, but it'll give us a little buffer. It gives us a couple hundred of each on the line at any time that I can grab at need. Now there is a danger in that, and if biters come along, they can start destroying... biters? Did I say that? There's no such thing. They could start destroying some of this stuff. But I think my oil processing is going to be up here, since our initial oil spot is... we got some here, and we've got some down here as well. Where is the next stage of the factory going to be? I think what I might do is loop those those belts down here as well. Give us a big loop of iron and copper plates coming down this way. And I think our next major bit will be out here for an advanced circuit line. I don't know. That'll probably be next session as I do a little bit of planning. So another couple minutes. I'll probably finish this research, maybe get one more research item done. What else can we automate? We can automate pipe production, which will need a ton of pipes. We could automate some more copper wire production. Right now that's... Oh, ammo. Probably should do some ammo production. Well, we haven't met anything hostile yet. Although it's going to be very soon. You can see our pollution is just spreading to the north there. Oh, you know what we haven't done yet? Let's come down here. Let's build a radar. Iron gear wheel and 6 iron plates. Okay, so that just needs some iron. Gee, go figure. We'll just build one because these are real power hogs. I might actually, I just put another steam engine down. I might need yet another one. Oh, let's put this, over here. Right here. Good place for it. Now these are power hogs. Let's take a look at our power right now. You look at the last 10 minutes, 1.5 megawatt. We're using most of that already. Once we put this radar down, now what the radar does is it starts uncovering the, well, if we were going to expand red and green factories, well, red factories, it would have to be there. Let's put it here then. Now what this starts to do is, if we zoom out, it will start uncovering the map. We'll wait till the first tick of the map. Well, let's see what the speed is. You can see the sector scanning progress at the bottom of the pop-up box to the right. So as we get close to the end of that, we'll zoom out to the map real quick. And you'll see one of these squares become visible, basically, as the radar scans it. See if I can pinpoint it when it comes. There it is. So basically what the radar will do is start scanning the area and allow us not to see what's out there without having to go and explore. And I guess it didn't use as much power as I remember. I guess that might be the mods that I've been using. 300 kilowatts. Still a significant chunk considering 7 mines are... So a mine is only 70 kilowatts and a factory is 418 divided by 12, 30 kilowatts each. The labs weigh in about 60 kilowatts each. So a little bit more than the 4 labs, one radar as far as power consumption. That'll allow us to see what else is out there, but what's the pollution that it generates as well. Oh, they don't produce any pollution. Okay, that's useful. You can see up here in the corner we're producing 800 pollution, 87. It's going up. It is going up, and it won't be long. Maybe we'll have our first biter attack before the end of the session because they are now in the pollution zone out there to the northeast. And these off to the north aren't too far out themselves, so let's wait and see if we have our first attack. We've got some ammo and a gun built up, so let's see if we attract attention here before the end of the session. Electric energy distribution is almost done. We'll get the advanced oil process, or not the advanced oil, but the advanced material processing started up for the steel furnaces, which is one reason we're making steel. and maybe get the oil processing started before the end of the session. We'll see. No attack incoming quite yet. But again, they're just friendly, furry little things, right? They haven't bothered us. We won't bother them, so we'll ignore them. And you can see now our iron is not anywhere near keeping up with... Well, it's keeping up with the actual demand. We have some excess. But for the most part, we're going to need more iron to expand. Go back to our production menu, take a quick look. We're producing 106 per minute. We're using 112 per minute. So we're actually using more than we're producing. So we need to fix that. Part of that will be fixed when we get these new furnaces online. It isn't a raw ore production because our raw ore is more than sufficient. So I could build more furnaces, but because we're researching the faster furnaces, we'll just wait until we get that done. That should alleviate some of our material shortages here. Play time 2 hours. Good session. Did well. Now I know some people that have done a speed run on this game, and I think they ended the game at like the 2 hour 38-minute mark or something like that. I don't know what the latest is. I seem to recall that popping up on one of the speed run threads. Somebody solved the game in 2 hours and a little over 2 hours. It may be well under 2 hours by now. But trust me, you'll spend a lot longer than that, generally speaking, playing this game. I don't know how long he took to perfect his his build strategy to get to that point. I'm sure he put hundreds of hours in to get to that point. Eventually, I'd probably want more radars down, but they're too much of a power hog for me to be able to deal with it right now. Is our stone done over here? I think our stone should be done over here. Expected resources, 11. You still have... Oh, are you out of space? Finish up getting that stone. What I'm going to do here, we have stone walls being made across the way. This is going to be a just plain old stone brick because we need stone bricks for some of our heavier the heavier stuff that we make, like steel furnaces need stone bricks as well. So we're going to go ahead and make some just plain old stone bricks. I don't know if it's in vanilla, but you can also, I know in the mod that I've been playing, you can lay down stone bricks as a path for even faster travel. We'll have to try that. Let's take some of the stone when we have and dump it in there. Expected resources 0, so we can pick this up. There's no more stone there. So that will use the stone that we've set up there to make stone brick. Almost done with advanced material processing. Let us dump some of the stone in here as well. We've got almost 100 walls now. They're not coming for me. Well, that's good. Maybe it is a friendly planet after all. Okay, once the advanced material processing is done, I'm going to start up the next step, which should be oil processing, I think, and then call it quits for the session. So, it's been good, it's been productive. 2 hours, not too bad. We've got the makings of a start of a factory anyway, but we've got a long ways to go. If we take a look at the research tree, the ultimate goal is this rocket silo down here. And you can see we got a ton of research to go for there. portable fusion reactors, power armor. We can make ourselves some power armor, lasers, more weapons. We can make tanks. We can make landmines. We can make railways. We can make cars. All sorts of things we can do, and we got a long way to get there. I guess we're not going to get an attack before the end of the... They just aren't interested in coming for us. I could build something really polluting, and they might come, but I don't think they'd get here before the end of the session anyway. Let's build one more engine, just because we're getting to that point where we're almost low on power. So I'm going to have to automate some pipe building, because these all use pipes. Probably automate some building of power poles, so I don't have to manufacture those manually. We've got steel already. Eventually, I know I'm going to go get attacked. Eventually, I'm going to want to automate some ammo production. Maybe some gun turret production as well, so I can have a ready supply of gun turrets. And of course, we can't see half of the things on the production menu because we haven't researched them yet. We can start replacing some of these poles, however. Let's take that steel that we have. Let's make 10 of these steel poles. And start getting some of the spaghetti area, these areas with a huge amount of wire pulled down. Let's do this one first. There we go. Well, okay, I'm going to leave that for next time. There's our oil processing. We'll get it started. Takes 50 green, and looks like we have about that much stored up. Maybe a little bit more than that. So that's it. Factorio released today on Steam. $20 easy. Yeah, it's this is on Steam now. It's been I've been playing the beta of this for probably a year, give or take. Now it's on early access for $20. Hit Steam today, and I've been having a lot of fun with it for the past year, give or take. I'd have to take a look and see when I joined. But yeah, lots of fun. I'm just in the earliest stages of the factory that I'm building as well. So, but I do have to take a break. I need to have something to eat. I will be back with more Factorio later this week. That's what it's called, is Factorio. I'll be back later this week, and I'll probably be back with some Masters of Orion 3 beta or early access as well. That just hit early access today, and I've already splurged for it. So, like I said, 2 hours. We've got a nice start. We've got again, we've just got the new furnaces researched, so we'll replace these with furnaces and hopefully get this iron production online. We're using 104, and well, we're using 105, and we're producing 105. So it's oh wait, that's not iron. We're using 93 and produce. Oops. Uh-oh, we have an attack. We have an attack. We have hostiles. Where are they? I passed them. They're down here somewhere. They're attacking the radar station. Okay, we do have hostile fauna on this planet. I'm sure they came from up here because that's where our pollution footprint has spread to. So we'll have to deal with that next time. I want to repair that radar real quick. Let's build some repair packs so that I can repair that. But yeah, I will be back with more. I don't know if I'll be back with more tonight. We'll see how I feel after I eat. I've been running for a couple hours now. After I eat, I might come back with something. If not, tomorrow evening I'll have some more. Saturday, maybe not. Sunday all day, probably. However, I will be back. We'll be running this and Masters of Orion both, probably, all day Sunday. So if I don't see you tonight, look for me through the week, through the weekend. I said Saturday, maybe not so much. Certainly tomorrow evening and Sunday all day, I will be back. My opinion, it's well worth the $20, even though it's early access. It's well polished, and I'm playing vanilla right now. Let me just. I can't do it. That's right. I It's highly moddable game, and some of the mods are crazy insane. You've got with vanilla. Let me go back to the. Let me save this. Twitch Factory. Oops, misspelled it, but okay. If I go back to the game setup, so you have, in addition to wood, water, iron ore, so you have water, iron ore, copper, stone, coal, and oil. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 resources if you count the wood. And with it is a tech tree that is fairly large. Some of the mods, one of the mods setups that I've been playing adds zinc, tungsten, cobalt, um, gallicite. I don't know. It adds like 10 or 12 more raw minerals into the game, and all of the intermediate stuff that you have to build out of those raw materials adds up to a tech tree that is probably 5 times as large as the vanilla. So even if you uh, only spent 15 hours on the vanilla game and solved it, so to speak, um, that's $1 per hour of gameplay. There's still a host of mods out there that you can try. That I've already probably put 100 hours into the beta over the past year, maybe more than that. I don't know. I haven't been keeping track. There's just tons of gameplay. Well worth the $20 if you get it on early access. I don't know what it'll be when it comes out on full release, but I highly recommend it. It's a lot of fun if you like building things, if you like building convoluted things in particular. This is the game for you. Add a little bit of the survival element to it because you will face hostile creatures on the ground, which will evolve over time, forcing you to come up with your own kind of arms race. The enemies get bigger, so you have to build bigger, better weapons. It is a lot of fun. I highly recommend it. And like I said, if you're not convinced, stay tuned. I will be back with more over the course of the coming weeks. It's a game that I haven't gotten enough of over the past year or so that I've been playing beta. So highly recommended. And it does have multiplayer as well, by the way. If you're interested in multiplayer games, I might actually run a multiplayer. If there's interest, I might host a multiplayer of it one day. But not today. I have to take a break for dinner. Sorry you're just joining. I assume you've just joined. But I do need a break. And perhaps I will be back a little bit tonight. If not, definitely tomorrow evening and Sunday I'll be back again. Thanks for joining for those that have been here. I know people have been in and out. And take a look. When I first logged on, there were probably a dozen or more streams of Factorio running. So take a look. If you want to know more, there's more out there. I do have to take a break. Thanks for joining for those that have been here. I'll probably put this up on YouTube if you want to catch some of the early gameplay, and I did a lot of explanations early on of mechanics and whatnot. So if you want to catch that, it'll be up probably. Otherwise, I will be back this weekend, if not later tonight. Have a great evening, everyone.